Hey everybody, it's Scott Xavier, and I'm here with my new camera. It's a Lumix Panasonic camera. I have a new microphone, and everybody's like, why do you spend that much on camera stuff? You're not a photographer. And the truth is, it's because David Blaine once gave me some advice. He said, you want what I have? And I go, what, sparkling water? Trying to be funny. And he's like, no, I mean the success. I said, yeah, I guess I do. He goes, well, take it. You're building illusions for me. He goes, you have every skill that I have. So what's preventing you? The only one who's going to believe in you is you. The only one who's going to make you a success is you. And I thought about that for a while. And he's right. There's no one who's going to give you an opportunity but you, so you might as well take it. Everybody says, it's kind of weird meeting David Blaine. He is kind of unique. He can talk to 3 people. We're in his office in New York, and he'd be talking to me, my buddy James, and Dan White. And he'd be like, Dan, yeah, that sounds good. We'll do it Tuesday. James, yeah, can you ship that over from London? Scott, add that to the whiteboard. I like that idea. The man has like ADD like a mother. It's crazy. He can actually take in 3 conversations at the same time. Very intelligent individual. It's all about work with him too. It's amazing. I met him because I was working with Mentalism Plus, one of my endeavors with James Chung, one of the legends of magic. We made Cerebro and a bunch of other devices, which I don't want to give away too much about. But anyways, we were working with David, and the man is just a genius. To see some of the moves he does, he's like, that doesn't look natural. When I'm doing card moves, I'm like, let's see you do it. And he'd do something, I don't want to give it away. It's a double lift. And it would just be so fluid. It was unbelievable. The man is just a genius. And then you sit there and you go, well, how'd you do it, D? And he goes, give me your deck. I don't know, you just do it. And it's like, man, this guy spends all day messing with cards, you can tell. Actually, Paul Harris was in there too, and he goes, don't feel bad, kid. He goes, David does this all day long, every day. He's just practicing with cards. He goes, you do that once in your lifetime, you'll be the same way that he is. I was like, all right, well, I don't feel quite so bad. But the man is just literally a genius when it comes to card work. It's impressive. Plus his visions are crazy. I was working in the Drowned Alive special. We had kind of like given him some stuff. Don't want to give away too much, but it's just impressive what you see with David. It's amazing. Everything from like walking through New York and meeting Lenny Kravitz. There were so many stories from that trip. It's unbelievable. But all I remember is we're watching him he's got a projector in his office, and it was I used to tell the story all the time and nobody would believe me, but it was him with a doctor where they're sticking a tube with an ice bag into his stomach to try and block it so that he could breathe liquid oxygen, but they had to run a test of it, and it's so quackery. It's unbelievable. Like, nobody's done this before. Like, nobody, unless they have an iron lung, can breathe liquid oxygen. It's one of those weird, unbelievable things that have never been done. David is cutting edge. So we're sitting there with, like, I don't know, it was me, Bob Smith, Paul Harris, and a couple other civilians. And you just realize, like, you see him getting that tube shoved down his throat, and all of a sudden you see him like convulsing because he's under anesthesia, and they couldn't get it all the way down, so they pulled it out. And then he goes, hey, can you believe I wanted to do that without anesthesia? I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm glad he had anesthesia. Just like the stuff he would say was just insane. The man is literally a legend. He's a living legend, and I'm honored to have been able to give him some insight. I really didn't do much for the TV show, but just, the insight that I had hopefully helped some. And then, like, it's just the stuff he would say. Like, the only personality he's ever shown that is actually David Blaine. Is when he has the shoes and the strings are loose and he starts shaking in ties and he's just laughing and having fun with those kids. That's who David Blaine is in real life. He's one of those fun-loving, great individuals. There's so many stories I have. I spent, I think, a week in the office hanging out with him and the crew. It was kind of an honor to meet everybody. I'm still friends with Bob Smith and Dan White. Hi, guys. Hope you're watching this. I haven't really talked to David much, but he is just like everything he does is about shocking people. We were working on a bullet catch idea, and it was my idea of the bullet catch, and he's like, it's great, put it on the whiteboard. He's got this whiteboard of ideas in the office, and, you know, I'm writing everything down. He goes, but, yeah, I want the bullet really shot at my head. And I'm like, what? You're okay with being shot in the name of entertainment? He's like, find me a method. And I'm like, damn. James, let's go to lunch and talk about this. He's like, yep, let's go. Fair enough. It was the creepiest thing. David really wants to be shot in the name of entertainment, and the bullet catch he does now, he really is shot in the name of entertainment. It's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in my life. He is, without a doubt, a living legend. Hopefully one day I get to hang out with him again, because that was one of the biggest moments of my life. One of the proudest moments of my life, just to be able to meet my hero, my legend, the guy who started me with, you know, street magic, doing crazy magic things. And now I make my living doing this. Thanks, David. You're a legend. You are the Michelangelo of magic.